Hello and welcome, this is Ruth and I'm back with another video with the Tonic Studios Fancy Floral Card Creator die set, and I'll be using one or two bits and pieces out of the Sent with Love envelope die set that was released at the same time. Now this is the die set, it's 21 pieces, and I made this beautiful card with it in a previous video, and that video will be linked down below in the description of this one. In the video where I was making this and the envelope that goes along with it, that's this one, you'll find those both in the one video, I decided that I would like to use these dies to make a little memory book. So I've covered the first bit of making this in that previous video, but I'm going to recap by inserting it right now into this video, and that will take you up to the sort of assembling of it and getting the first couple of pages in, and then from now I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of this in. So don't forget, if you haven't already subscribed, to do that and hit the notification bell. You can share if you want, but don't forget, I'd really love a big thumbs up at the end if you've enjoyed it, and leave me a little comment, and that always helps me on my way and helps my channel too. Anyhow, back to this one. You can see this is the die set that I'm using here, and just enjoy, and I've got lots and lots of pieces cut out and ready to go with this one. Now, I mentioned earlier when I looked at this that it really made me think of a memory book. It's going to have a very deep spine there, but that's not a problem because you'll be able to fit lots and lots of things into it. In fact, you could actually probably in some shape or form fit the card inside it as well. So I've taken this die again and I've cut it out twice, but I've cut the glue tabs off both of them. So as you can see, there's a little hole in here and I want to cover that up. So I've got a piece of card here which is 6.5 by 11 centimeters, and I'm going to go ahead and glue that directly onto here, and then I can cover that up by gluing this on top here. Now I've taken my Simple Spines Keepsake Bookmaker Simple Spines die set, so you can see that's this one, and I've cut that out twice, but I've actually nipped a little bit off it, so I've gone ahead with this one and I have enough there to do part of this. So you can see how I've actually done it here. I have cut the whole thing out, and then where the little marks are on it, you'll fold that up into mountain folds and put the tape in between those so that it then will look like this. And I'll show you it on there. You should be able to see it a little bit better. And I've cut two of the pieces off this one, so I don't actually need them. So I'll only have 2 folds on the second one and 3 on that one, as you can see. And then I'll just take that off and attach those 2 pieces together. And I've trimmed that to 11 centimeters as well, so that that fits nicely on there. And I'm going to glue one on and then just pop the other one in there as well and centralize that along the center of the spine, just like that. Gone ahead then and decorated the front of this one in the same way that I decorated the card, and then you can see that I've cut double pages with the large die that I used for the front part of this, and I'll just show you it here. It's this inside piece here, so it's actually the edge that cuts this one, and I've cut that out twice for all of these pages, and I haven't actually finished the whole thing yet, but I've double backed those and slipped them over the spine here and glued them onto that. Now on one of them I've actually just trimmed it down here just to show you that if you don't really want to see that from the top here above these pieces where I've done with this one, you can actually just take a little sliver off the top and bottom, but I don't mind that, so I've left it on the others, but I wanted to show you that that was a possibility. You just need to lay that into your machine, into your guillotine or something that's level, and take a little piece off, just a sliver off the top and bottom, and then that will keep it all nicely inside at the top and bottom here as well. But I've gone ahead and I've got some pages in, and then I'm going to make myself another little piece here. So if you remember, I cut out some detail for the inside of the card here earlier on, and I had some of these little pieces left over and some of the little arches as well. So what I did was I glued one of these onto a piece of ivory card, and I glued this piece on outside, and then I paper pieced it. And now I'm just going to follow that around with my scissors. And that will give me a nice little piece that I can add on here, and that will be a little pocket. I've trimmed that little ivory piece off there. I was going to leave it on, but I thought it looked better without it. And I've put glue just along here and this edge, and then I'm going to pop that on there, and that leaves this open at this end where I can put a little photograph or a little notelet or whatever I want in there. So that's all glued on, and I can go ahead then and, well, this is just a scrap of card, but just to show you that that's a lovely little pocket in there. And I could go ahead then and decorate all of these pages in different ways as well. This is where I'm taking up again from the last video, so if you have seen the first bit, this is now the second bit. On the inside of this cover then, I've taken this die, which cuts the piece that's actually smaller than the front page, and it makes a lovely mat or layer for there. So I've cut that out in Arctic Ice speciality paper, and I've taken a strip of card. This one is fresh mint, and the strip is, let's see, 4 centimeters wide, and it's actually just a bit longer than this, and I've cut some mermaid's tail paper to go along here as well. Now I'm going to glue this one on directly to the back page here, making sure there's lots of glue in that because it's a bit textured and you want to make sure there are no ripples and bubbles in it. And then I want to put this on here, and I'm going to glue it at this edge and down here, and that way I'll be able to slip a photograph or a tag or whatever down in there. And when I've done that, I'll be able to trim it off with my scissors just around here and put this little strip across here. That's from the envelope creator set, and then a little layered flower with a sequin in the centre on there, and that's that page done. For the next page overleaf here then, I have some of this absolutely beautiful fresh mint card on here, and then I've taken some of the Caribbean Sea pearlescent card, and I've cut it out again with this die that I used on here, and I've folded it back, just scored it parallel to this line and folded it back 2.5 centimeters in, but it doesn't have to be that. You can fold it back as much or as little as you want. And then I've cut a strip of the glitter card, that's Turquoise Lake, and I've used the little banner piece from here and snipped that off and put it there and added a little flower on, and that's going to give me a lovely little pocket with a folded back edge, and I just need to glue that on here and here. Now for the page directly opposite that, that's the one that I've already put in ivory. I want to use this little die and the pieces here that decorate it. So I've taken that and I've cut that out in the Caribbean skies again, and I have just folded these two pieces in, and I'm going to glue that up there, and it gives a lovely little pocket here. And then I've gone ahead with some of the layering dies on it, and I have that little pocket made there, and when I glue that together, I'm going to glue that on here, and all of that matches really well. And you can see there, because of the dimension that I've left between those pages, there's loads of room for thicker pieces in there. Now, I'm just going to glue this together, attach this together with double-sided tape. It's actually probably better to do it with glue, but I just want to hurry on through this project, but I probably would be adding glue onto that just to give it a better grab for something that's going to be opened and closed a bit. bits and pieces of flowers cut out here, but I'm going to wait to the end and come back and put them all in together. But I want to add this little piece across here, and you can see that that's a little bit of fallout from here whenever you've created the actual card, or in here I have it covered over, but it's this little piece here. And I want to glue that across there, and then I'm going to add a flower on it later. Now on the next 2 pages then, I've got them both the same colour, and I want to add little pockets down in here. So I've gone ahead and I've done one, and I just want to show you how to do the other one. Same die then that I've used for decorating those other pages, and I cut some of this turquoise card out and cut it in half then, and I've used half of it for this pocket and half for the pocket on the other side, and I've used this little decorative detail from the envelope die set to go along here. Then I'm going to layer up some flowers when I come back to finish that, put them on here, and the little tails then are from the mermaid's tail paper, and I'll just nip those off and set the flower up on top. So this time I just need to put glue down here and right along here and leave the top open, because that's where the pocket is going to be on this one. For the next page then, I've taken some of this turquoise card again and the same die, and I have folded this back to 3.5 centimeters, and that's going to give a lovely folded back pocket to go on here. But this time I didn't want this just left plain like that, so I've got a strip of the mermaid tail speciality paper, and I'm going to glue that on there, and then whenever I have that glued on, I can trim it around the edges of it there as well, and just glue that on by these edges and the bottom, and that's another lovely pocket that I can add a flower or something on here with as well. I don't have pages on this one yet, so I just want to show you how I'm going to attach those and make pockets on both sides of them. I've taken this large die that makes the outside edge, and I've cut that out twice in the Caribbean Sea card. I've trimmed off this edge, and I've actually trimmed it right down, if you can see here, from this point to this point, and you can see it just there. So I've taken off not only the tab but this little bit as well, and I've done that on both of them, and then I can fold that back, and you'll actually know exactly where to cut that off, because if you fold this back, that will be the piece that will be sitting out, and you'll not want that sitting over the edge of the page. I have then gone ahead and glued just around here, folded that back, and I've cut this again with some of the green card, and I've trimmed down the edges just enough. Now I can't give you an exact measurement for this because it will depend where you've put your glue, so just cut this out and then trim a piece off. I think it's about a centimetre, possibly 1.5 centimetres off each side that I've done there, and it will fit in, and I've just slipped that in there. It's not glued yet, but that will make a little pocket, and it also means that something can be slipped in this way or in this way. And if you prefer, you can actually glue that right across there as well, and this will just be the opening for the pocket. But when you've done that, and you've done it on both of them, what you need to do then is attach them on here. So leave this side here, and we'll go to the two that are facing each other in here, and I'm going to glue one on there, and when I've glued this together in the same way, I'm going to glue this so that both the pockets are facing each other in there. So you can see where these pieces here are showing on both sides, and we'll need to cover that. So I've used this large die again, and I've just cut out the larger area of it here in green twice, and then I have marked both of them at 2 centimetres in from the top. You can mark it just wherever you want, but just make sure that they're both the same. If you want them exactly the same, it's easy enough to do, and then score them right down here. and then I've added a piece of glitter card which I've cut with this one on top. So I'm just going to put the glitter card on here and then mark down. As you can see, I've already done that there, and then I'll nip that off just below that so that it fits in okay, and the folded part over will actually cover that if it's too short anyhow, but that piece then will go right in there. We then have the pocket that goes on here and the one that goes on here. That's the album all finished now, and I'm going to give you a quick run through everything that's in there, and then after I've finished here I'll show all the photographs of every page at the end of the video. But don't go anywhere yet, because I did mention back in the previous video that I could make an album from some envelopes, and I'm going to show you one that I made earlier, and then you can let me know. I can't actually guarantee when I'll ever get round to making it because I am very busy just at the moment, but I can explain it briefly after this, and then we'll discuss that later. So here we are. There's the side, the sort of spine part, the front and the back. I haven't decorated the back, and obviously I've left a lot of this where you could add lots and lots of things on here. You could add a catch onto the front, maybe a magnetic catch, or you could even add ribbons on there and tie it like I've done in previous memory books. But there you are, there's the first page, and then I have just taken a couple of these little tags. I haven't made loads and loads of them, but I've made a couple so that I can show you where the bits and pieces go. So there's the first page, and you can either put this little pocket that we made earlier or the tag, and I'm going to use the tag for the rest of these just to show you. So that will fit in there. On this one then obviously you're going to need a smaller tag, but you could put that there, or you don't even need to glue this up the side. You could actually just glue it down here and this one would fit in there. In here your tag goes in there. Here we've got space in the pocket. Here and here then we've got these opposite each other, these pages that are identical, and the tag will fit in there. You fit multiple tags into all of these because there's lots of space there in the spine. You could put the pages closer if you want, because I've left lots of room there, or you could actually add lots of fold out pages because this one is actually quite simple. And then in there, in there. Now on this one there are two places to put the little photographs or tags or whatever, so you could go in there and in behind it, and exactly the same on the other side there as well. So you can go either in there or in behind it or both, and there's places, I'll put it here, there's places for multiple tags, lots and lots of room there too. And then on this one, that's a sort of mirror image of this one, and then on the back page then I've just left that a little mat that you can either write on or mat a photograph onto, and that's me finished for now. I really hope you like that, but as I said, there'll be lots of photographs of all of that straight after this video. But hold on, right now I want to show you the envelope, and then you can let me know what you would like. So this is the envelope that I made with the die set that I showed you previously, and that's made up in that previous video, which I will link below. But I was going to come back and make an album of a lot of these joined together. Now, many years ago, Tonic did a different envelope shape, and I actually still have my samples here, although this is a long time ago. But this will show you how it all joined together, and then you can add whatever you want into all of these pockets the whole way along. And maybe just zoom out a little bit, and that will show you. So it's not obviously exactly the same as this one, but the principle is the same, and if I can explain it here, then I might not come back and do a video, but you can let me know if you need more explanation of it. So we've got one envelope here. This is the entire envelope. So we've got 1, 2, 3 and 4, and it's really just the envelope made up like this, and this part then is glued on to the next one, and the same way the whole way along there. And you would decorate each of those, as you can see, on this part as well, because you'll see all of that whenever you open it. Now if I flip that over, you'll see that I've decorated this all differently, and I can do that with this one as well. There's different ways of using those dies. I could use some of the dies from this, and I could use some of the dies from the envelope set as well to decorate this. And then what I've done is you can fold this up in the center like that, fold it together. I have just put that over here. Now this one doesn't have that little part that this one does. This one closes very, very neatly like that. But I have then gone to the front of my envelope album. I have glued a piece of ribbon across just in the center there and put a die cut over the top of it. So this is hanging loose on both sides, as you can see, and then you can just flip this over and tie it, and that's a lovely way to finish the little album up. Now obviously there's lots and lots of ways you could do that, lots of ways you could finish it, and also you could make that as big as you want. But if you need any further clarification on that one, let me know, and maybe sometime I'll come back and do a video on that one. For now, thanks very, very much for watching all of this, and I really hope you enjoy that. It's just another way, as you know I like to do that, to give you different ways of using up your die sets. So that was the initial card, and this is the album. Thank you very, very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, don't forget to do that and hit the notification bell. You can share if you like, give it a big thumbs up if you have enjoyed it, and don't forget to leave me a little comment and let me know what you think of this, and let me know if you think you're going to try this as well, and maybe what colours you would use. Also, my links to all of these products will be down below in the description of the video. They're all affiliate links, so I will get a little commission for that, but it doesn't cost you anything extra. The price stays exactly the same for you, and I really appreciate everybody who uses those. So until next time, happy crafting. Bye bye.